Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Backpack Trader Training Room for Thursday, July 7th. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and information purposes only. It is not to be considered as financial advice. The results are hypothetical and not necessarily typical. And trading of this type carries significant risk of loss and should only be attempted with capital that you are willing and able to lose. Don't do it with what you need to live on. All right. Let's jump in this morning. Markets just opened. The YM had a possible, nope, that one stopped out right on the open. So looking for a new setup there. We'll look at crude and unleaded in a minute, see if the YM does anything. There was a get in sync, and that stopped out. Then we had a long on soybeans. Question is, yeah, 5 seconds we were already down below. Did it come back up and tick it in? Yeah, I'm afraid it did. So that's a full loss on soybeans. That unfortunately is a filtered trade because it's against the trend indicator and would be a stop and reverse. So looking for new trades on both. And there's a new trade on the YM. 31,252 for the entry. And we just hit money management at 272. Target is at 274. 22 tick target, not very big. And stopping out for 1 tick. And a short that bounced through. Yeah, 5 seconds, and that's certainly untradeable, but there's your get in sync right there. Bounced off the 50 EMA. You should be in that. Looks like that's at 232. Definitely in that now. That's a little bigger trade. 37 tick target 1. And we have a new long. We had a long that didn't trigger on soybeans and now a long that did. Plenty of time to get in that. So we are long soybeans, and target is all the way up at 65.75. So 15 tick target 1. This is a big trade for soybeans. And good morning, Miles and Pamela. And the YM getting short. Looking for money management at 31,199 and target at 195. Just missing money management. We got down as low as 31,200 and bounced off of that. If you take that as enough for money management, then that's a break-even stop out. If not, you're still in it. Two filtered stop and reverses. Again, this is hybrid mode, so we can't stop and reverse against the trend indicator, which is blue, which means it's up at the moment on soybeans. And getting up close to target. There's target. So that's a one and done. No, that's not a one and done session. What was our loss on this first one? 21 ticks times 4 positions, 84. All right, that's 15 back on the first position. Stop now at 63.50. So 6 ticks now with 3 positions remaining. That's 18 ticks. Oh, there's a stop out. So we pick up 18 more ticks for 33 ticks on that trade. We're still down 51. And the YM, assuming you didn't go to break even, is still short and taking some heat. Stop up at 276. 3 ticks above the session high, so that's a nice place to have it hiding. Russell going on a tear, it looks like, but did we get a trade that we could take is the question. And there is a stop and reverse on the YM. Make that 273 with the stop and reverse adjust. Eesh. That puts us right on the session high. Yeah, I think I would take that to go ahead and take the full stop at 276. So that's going to be my stop and reverse at the full stop out. And we had a short trade that didn't trigger. Or it looks like it just touched and then went back the other way. And then we pick up the long. I would say that the short is avoidable in the long there. Still needing 51 ticks to get to even on 4 position trade. 10, 16, and 22 on the targets for this. Target 1 at 69.25. Our entry was 66.75. And the YM did stop and reverse at the full stop out. So on the long, money management at 301, target at 305, and it's 34. It's 29 ticks for the target because of our 5 tick adjustment. 2 ticks for stop and reverse, and 3 more for the key level, chart level or key level. given the setup just a couple of ticks below a quarter mark is one of the reason I went ahead and took it up to 76. And now we have a stop and reverse that will be at 47, which we did hit. And that was slow enough. We should be in that. Felt maybe the failure to get higher significantly will give us but the 50 still seeming to give us support or give the market support. We are in the short now. So we have a break even, basically a full stop, a partial loss on the stop and reverse, and let's see if we can get to target here. That's going to be a 33 tick target. Soybeans, looks like it hit target 1 on the nose. That's 10 ticks and another 3. So that brings us down to 38 ticks down, and we get short, it looks like. Yeah, looks like we unfortunately got short, and that's a full stop. And now getting long again, 1370.25. And that's a 16 tick risk. So that's another 64 tick loss. This is trade number 5 already. That's hard to believe. That quickly this morning, you get 5 trades in. All right, the YM, and looks like it's going to stop out. Give us another full stop on, yep, just stopped out on the short. All right, looks like the YM is problematic session, not just out of sync this morning. This looks like it's going to be a bad day in BlackRock. Soybeans having a difficult day. YM having difficulties. Crude had difficulties this morning as well. Unleaded looks like it appears to have gotten to a very slight positive outcome, but it basically is a break-even day with a couple of money management trades. We'll look at those. I think we can safely go ahead and look at those. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 trades on the YM, and unfortunately only one hit money management. None hit target. Okay, crude, 9 o'clock start. On this trade, we just got set up 30 seconds ahead of our start time. At our start time, looks like our start time, it was a couple of ticks below the entry point, but just 4 seconds it was up well above and never came back. So that was untradeable. Nice trade, but not tradable. The short there again, just 3 seconds going back up. Missed by a tick on the pullback, but still didn't ever give us a chance to get into that. So that's a no trade. So our first trade is this second green short, which doesn't trigger. Then we have a short at the same level, a pink short at the same level, which unfortunately we should get in. We should have been in that. That goes back up, stops and reverses to long at 83, which meanders about and comes to another stop and reverse. Using the two loss rule, that would be the end of your session, just an exit point at 64. It doesn't actually get out until down here. But if you did get into that as a third trade, looks like it goes as low as 51, hitting money management and a break even. So you have two stop and reverses and a break even on the 3 trade session. So a losing session on crude. And our long trade on soybeans taking some heat. Taking a lot of heat. Just broke down through the 50 EMA. Will it continue down or come back? And there's a stop and reverse short. That should be yeah, 67 is where that should be, and that should be in that. The question is, yeah, you had seven seconds there. That would have been tough to get all the things moved around before taking the full stop out, but this should be a short, and definitely going to be a losing session on soybeans on 6 trades. But even with getting it looks like we're going to get at least a target 1 on this short, or is it going to bounce? That was this filtered stop and reverse coming back in. The 2-tick chaser puts the entry right where our original stop and reverse entry point would have been with the adjustment. So that saves us a few ticks there. And looks like we bounced 1 tick away from money management. See if we can come down and still get it. That is a 12-tick target 1. That's because I've got it back up at around I pulled it back to look at what happened to start with. It's still in that big up move. And no trades recently. That's why I pulled it back to look at the 9:30 start. We were already past the any trades. So nothing doing on the micro Russell right now. And the YM with another full stop out short That would have been our fifth trade. All right, so unleaded, got no trade coming up early at our start time. Then we have the short that was way too fast to catch. We have a long, 3 seconds. Yeah, we catch the long on the way back up again. And we end up with a stop and reverse at 88. Our original entry was 92. And yeah, we come back with a new entry at 92. Stop and reverse adjustment puts it at 88. Remember, 4-tick stop and reverse adjustment on unleaded. So we lost 4 ticks. Times 2 is 8. That gets to target, or rather to money management. I'm using target 2. That's only a 22 tick target on that trade anyway. So you come back, you pick up two ticks there. Or I'm sorry, yeah, you pick up 2 ticks there. And something similar, pick up 2 ticks on that trade. Oh, that actually means we're still negative by 4 ticks, so we can take another trade. Even though we've got 2 money managements, we're still 4 ticks negative. Did not get a trigger on the long, so then we get the short at 31.19. That goes through and does hit full target, so that's going to give us a positive POQ today on three trades. Or four trades, yeah. You can take the 4th trade to get positive, but it does, giving us 38 ticks on target 2, and we stop out at 31.11 from the entry so we get 8 ticks on the trail. So that's net 4 plus the 38 is 42 ticks, $160. Not a big day, but at least it's a positive day. That's better than the full crude the YM and soybeans have done. And there is no trade number 6. The YM gets target 1. And a 24 tick target. That's another one I might look at going to target 2 on. Questions this morning. We've got a little bit of time to go. About 7 minutes till the 10 a.m. crude session. Crude inventory report is at 11 o'clock this morning, so possible to look at a 10 a.m. crude session. Looks like it has moved up considerably. It's pushed its session high up. There's a pretty good move around 920, but up considerably from where we were at the open. Pushing the session high up to 103.17 or 103.16. 103.17 it looks like. So $2.50 move since our early trades this morning. And still moving up a bit more. So basically a $3 range since 9 o'clock. And there's our first trade set up on the Russell. 1767.1. Obviously, lots of time to get an order in. Let's take a quick look back down here at the pound Aussie. This long trade set up at 820 and went by 830 was already to money management. So not in that one. So our first trade was the short at 859.45. Target 2 was also our money management level, 12 ticks. 2 positions come off at target 2, and we stop out for 1 pip on the remaining 3 positions. It's for a one and done session on the pound Aussie. So let's see where we're going to go with crude. Another 4 minutes to our 10 a.m. session. We do have the crude inventory report at 11 this morning. Okay, they're still showing the release today on the EIA site and the EIA Twitter account. Okay, looks like they're getting everything back on schedule this week. Taking a little heat on that long trade. That's a valid get in sync long for the 10 a.m. session at 103.53. Minute and a half to go. So far, it's a valid get in sync. If it hits money management, it won't be. And it just hit money management. So that trade is off the table. Okay, the soybean short is still live. Although, that stop and reverse canceled. So soybeans still in the short. And now there's a stop and reverse back to long. Yeah. Smaller trade. That was the filter coming off again. Soybeans just not getting any kind of direction to speak of. YM did get target 2 on its 6th trade, and trailer down almost to target 1. But that's certainly not going to get it positive today, and that definitely would be the end of the session. Okay, crude stopped out of its trade early, and we're in our session now. All right, short on crude. Short at from 54. Money management at 39. Target at, and there's target. So that's going to be that's a quick one and done session. Looking for target 2 now at 28, and it just hit that. So that completes the one and done session with your 2 fixed targets. And looks like our stop and reverse long stopped us out to the tick on soybeans. Just a bad day for soybeans and the YM. Those will happen. A 10 a.m. crude session picks up 17 and 26, 43 ticks on that session on 2 positions. All right, and oh, ouch. I wasn't watching it, but looks like the Russell tick probably ticked us in because when I was looking, it was pushing close to the entry, and then came back on the same bar and reversed to a full stop out. Then we hit the short. 4 seconds and 7 seconds. You may have had enough of a pullback somewhere in there to get in. If so, that's a very nicely successful trade. Targets 3 and 4 and trailing down just below target 3 and just stopped out. Took a while to get going, but yeah, almost 25 minutes to get the first trade on the M2K. Let's see if we can find. There's the MNQ chart. Let's go back to our start time. We'll wait 4 minutes. And that's right in this up move. So we'll wait. Here's a new long. Gives you a nice pullback there. "53 seconds on that bar." So yeah, definitely in that. Unfortunately, it comes back for a full stop. And a stop and reverse at that full stop, which also looks like. Okay, the setup was at 15, so yeah, unfortunately, your order should be definitely waiting for it there. And it ticks in and goes full stop. So 2 full stops in a row there. And 3. Definitely getting into that long. So that's 3 full stop outs. That's end of session for the MNQ. Just not in sync with our setup this morning. So stepping aside. It's like there's a nice short trade. A little later in the morning. Please say hello if you're in the room. That's the only way I know who all's here. And please do come forward with questions. I'm happy to answer anything we've got up here. I've got Counterpunch, Spotlight, and Catapult all running. Check back in on. All right. Getting in a long trade. Another long trade on the Russell. See if it can go anywhere. The YM now coming down fairly strongly off its session highs. 160 ticks off the session high already in the last 15, 20 minutes. There's target 1. Well, we need 44 ticks. There's money management on the micro NQ on that trade. Or not, that's on the Russell, excuse me. We don't need 44. It's not quite that high, but that's break even. We're looking for target 3. on the Russell, upper right corner here. Looking 63.8. Yeah, 63.8 for target 3. Looks like it there, and there's target. So that's a second winner on the Russell. Just one loss. Target 4. And trailing now. It's like 62.3 or thereabouts. 62.2. The Russell heading back up toward its session high at 67.3. And that it set just 15 minutes ago. And the YM looks like it's showing some life, heading back up again as well. Also, see if it can work through its 200 EMA. Soybean still just kind of going back and forth, and with enough range in the back and forth, just eating us up. Definitely time to step aside there. Not enough range to get to target, but enough range to hit stops. That's always a bad situation. Going back and forth between entries and stops is not a nice day. All right, the Russell stopped out and has a short setup now. Looks like probably spike through, say maybe move your entry down a tick to 60.7. And stopping out. So hopefully that trade was avoidable. I wasn't watching that one to see if we had time to put an order in on that. Any questions this morning? We got almost 40. We got almost 40, a little more than 45 minutes before the crude oil inventory report. Now, I can take questions up until about 10, between 10:30 and 10:45. Pretty well done. Not a good morning, but pretty well done with the charts that we have up. And I don't have the variety of charts that I'm working with that Troy does. All right, not much doing on the Russell at the moment. Nice to see everybody here today. Soybeans just giving us one of those daily patterns that's just nasty. 20 and the 50 are all sitting there right together. Say, where's the 200? Yeah. And the 200's coming up to meet them. But just everything just meandering around to get the 20 SMA, which is our trend indicator, the 50 EMA, and our balance line are all just meandering around together. And that definitely spells a bad day to be trading. No direction. All three of those going right through the middle of the range, and it's trading in at the moment. All right, folks. I don't have a whole lot more to say this morning. The Russell on Catapult and unleaded being some of our only positive sessions this morning, and the 10 a.m. crude session. That's definitely one of the things I like about the crude mini sessions. Is if you have, like we had, the opening session was not good this morning, then you get it come back with another session where you can get some of that back, and we got a quick one and done. So in lieu of our 11 o'clock mini session today, we'll have the crude inventory report. So we'll start our trades at 11:02. With the same scenario, taking up to 3 trades. Okay, that should have been a no trade on the Russell, hitting entry and stop on the same bar. We saw it touch the entry and then go back, hit the stop. It looks like it hit the stop, then came back down and finally closed on with a down bar. But that would have been a stop out trade if it was tradable, as we were watching that. Okay, folks. Well, minimal activity. Let me check and make sure I'm getting. Once in a while, my chat feed will break down. Let me check and see if it. Nope, nothing new's come in. Let's see if Forex is showing that. Our Forex Factory is showing that. I looked at Forex Factory the other day and it wasn't showing the crude inventory report, and it's still not. So we shall see if it comes out. And there's so far they're saying it's that today is the going to be the release. Thursday at 11 a.m. So we will see what they come up with there. I'm going to believe that where it's coming from rather than Forex Factory. Yep, that's what we're doing. And there is a new long trade on the Russell. Lots of time to get into that, obviously. It's not sure whether it's going to go up or down. Definitely hitting the entry again. Wait and see at the moment. We've got money management. So there's a break-even stop at 59.7 on the Russell. Looking for target 3. Target 3 at 62.3. Just getting within 5 ticks. Now within 3 ticks. 62.0 and 62. There's target 3. So that's a third winner today. Not getting in much in the way of runners to speak of, but at least we're getting some scalp targets. And target 4. Stop at 60.3. All right. Well, we'll see how far this Russell trade goes. And then, since nobody has questions or wants to start discussion, I'll go ahead and close it down and open back up a couple of 2 or 3 minutes before 11, so we can see what the reaction to the report looks like and see if we can get off some good trades after the crude inventory report. 61.9 for the stop. William, are you talking about for the chart that I'm showing for the M2K catapult custom Renko bar? Okay, this is actually an evening trade plan off the website because it was we had on what that was on there on the Renko bars. Yeah, I don't think it's been tested in the daytime session, but seems to do fairly well. But this one is the M2 Renko evening version 1 plan on the owner's site using a 15 tick or 1.5 point bar size and a 0.5 offset. Since TradeStation specifies the data series in price movement rather than ticks. Well, the settings on this, other than the time of day that I'm using, are straight off of the website trade plan. Get that out of the way so we can see what it's doing. Two tick entry offset, one tick stop. Actually, I'll put these up page at a time and let me know when you've got them. The settings, as far as the calculator, the settings should be the same until we get down to a point a little lower here, where it's specific to NinjaTrader here. Now, this is not necessarily a morning session. This was just what was, but this seems to be working. But I think the original plan on this was like a 6 p.m. start time or something like that. I'd have to go back and look on the site. Okay, looking like it's challenging the stop at 62.4. And it's trailing the 10, and it's trailing the 10 EMA by 6 ticks. This is a custom plan. Yeah, still surviving. Didn't ever get down to the stop. The YM is making a strong up move at this point. And stopping out. So that ends that trade. William, did you get what you needed, or do you need something else? Or did you need me to scroll on down the settings on this? Troy won't be back in the room until a week from Monday. So I'll have to wait until then to ask him questions about what he's got going. I know while he was in Argentina, he was showing a 1.4 point with a set 0.7 offset, so 50% offset for a while on that chart. Showing some good results there. See what he's got for trade plans with the Renko bars. For the morning session, but this one has seemed to work fairly well in the morning. I really haven't tried to run tests on it, but it will seems to be doing typically fairly well. Crude pushing even higher. Up over $3.50 this morning since our 9 a.m. start. And we're still about 20 minutes in front of the report. I'm going to go ahead and call it a morning, and that looks like we're going to see a full stop out here on this short. That would be possibly the third loss, and that would also end our session. And there it goes. So I'm going to say that ends our session on the Russell anyway. And I'm going to sign off for the moment, and I'll be back shortly before 11 o'clock for the crude oil inventory report. So we'll see everybody in a little while.